Mitzvah sits himself back on down, and as we sit ourselves back into another episode of Poker Time.
You are allowed to watch this if you're standing, though. That's okay.
But you're encouraged to sit, in fairness. At least kneel.
Why are you encouraging?
Kneel before Poker Time.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah. It's a 5-10 game, of course, 5-10 cash. And Wonka, who's trying everything he can do to make that shirt look bad, but he can't do it. That
Oh, it
shirt's
looks too good.
It's too classy.
35 with the king-queen suited.
Here's Wheel. Letting it go. Was that an ace-4 suited? In the muck?
Offsuit. It was
okay,
offsuit.
Good.
Terminator going to play.
Gonna play with the dominated hand. Digital Dan calling, getting the great odds. And we got $105 in this pot.
Digital one flops the digital best.
Yes. You may be wondering, why do they call him Digital Dan? Well, we'll tell you about that
Now we won't.
at some point.
No, I don't think so.
Well, just listen to the archives.
Wonka's going to continue with the 2 overs and the backdoor flush draw here.
Yep. Seeing if anyone just has anything. You can see that Terminator sure doesn't. Is he thinking about making a move? Or is he just, he is.
It's going to work, too.
Yeah.
Dan will fold to a raise
He's
here.
going to blow digital. Oh, it's a call. It's not a raise.
No, it's a raise.
Oh, okay. There we go. That makes more sense.
Now Dan's most likely going to fold.
Yeah, now he has to fold. Look, there's Digital Dan.
Looking to the heavens.
The reason, of course, why they call him Digital Dan is he's the inventor of emojis. Not all the emojis, just the thinking emoji. Just going to leave that one.
I got nothing
Let
for
that
you.
Stay there.
Got nothing for you there.
Okay. And Terminator wins it. Not bad. He gets 2 better hands to fold.
Pure, unadulterated aggression.
Yeah, it's like,
No blockers, no worries.
that'd be a great t-shirt or bumper sticker.
Yeah.
It's weird that there are bumper stickers. Just a weird thing.
I've never put bumper stickers on my car because I don't want to represent any view that will make people more likely to attack me in any way.
What if they like you more? Did you
That-
ever think
that-
about that?
That could happen.
You might be attracting people to you.
Some people, but then the other people, they might key my car.
It doesn't have to be, a polarizing statement.
Everything can be a polarizing statement. It could be like, I like hot dogs. There's a guy from like the hamburger lobby. He's like, I'm going to blow that car up.
Wonka with another good hand, this time ace queen. Under the gun. Wheel, looks like he's not going to fold this time. That's a call.
Ace 9 off.
Grant's favorite calling hand.
Against the under the gun raise. Come on, that's bad. Would you agree, Jonathan?
I would probably not make the choice to call there. Terminator with the pocket sevens, easy call. Ken with an easy call. Digital Dan with the 4 deuce suitor. We know he loves his 4 deuce.
Surprised not to see a 3-bet from him.
And Mitzvah in the big blind with absolutely garbage hand.
What are
Turns
you-
it into gold.
What are you talking about, garbage hand?
Now,
No.
Ken's got the flush draw.
Yeah, and I think Terminator's going to feel relatively okay about his hand as well.
Yep. Let's see how this plays out. This could go a whole bunch of ways. The one guy who I know is unlikely to fold early on is...
Oh,
he's
look
gonna
at
go,
this.
he
Wheel's
checks
just
it.
taking a random shot into the field
He-
of 6 players.
He did this before, if you remember. I
Yeah.
think also with an ace-9, and it worked well once, but this time, not going to work.
Ken's going to raise.
Yep.
Now,
That's reasonable. Now, he's sort of over-repping his hand a little bit here, but as long as no one has an 8, he would just get to win right now. Almost
what do you do
always.
as Mitzvah here? You just call, right?
You can call... Well, Ken's only got 790 back, so
Oh,
you can
yeah.
decide to raise right now.
Well, I guess we're getting it in. Ken can't fold at this point.
Right, neither player can really fold. Although, as Mitz, if you're not going to love it if Ken raises you back. Like, Ken,
Yep.
he does move in and
You have
immediately
the-
gets called.
The worst 8, so
Yeah, but Mitzvah is in great shape here.
it's a weird spot where
Ooh, nice turn card. And he gets there.
he gets there.
Had a lot of ways. Picked up an extra 3 outs with that pretty jack.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. It's gorgeous.
You were going to have a tea party. Which cards would you invite, Grant? That's a poll question for the listeners as well.
I
The
would
viewers.
I would invite Hobgoblin from Magic the Gathering.
Hey, before we get into that, can we just enjoy this amazing split screen shot?
You like the split screen
Oh.
more than you should. I'm going to say that.
Man, do I like the split screen. All right, sorry. Yes, you take the Hobgoblin from Magic.
Yeah.
What else? What other cards? And when I say cards, I meant playing cards, but you got to do what you got to do.
Son of Hobgoblin also from Magic.
Yeah.
He is. You would think he was
I-
less powerful because he's the son, but in fact he eclipses his father and he is better at the Hobgoblin type spells, which include fire.
It's good. It's great. I would invite the Jack of Diamonds and the 7 of Spades.
Not
to
even
my
a
tea
not
party.
even a shout out to the Hobgoblin. Do you give it
I
a?
feel like we really went in different directions with that joke. Pretty
What joke?
far.
What joke?
Here's a wheel with the King Jack of Spades. Gonna have to play this. Let's see if he makes it 35 again. He's been sizing. Oh,
it just limps it.
It's a limp, and the mutant will not abide. He's still upset about.
That's one of his main mutations: inability to abide.
Yeah, still upset about the portrayal of Cyclops in the X-Men movies. Feels like it really didn't do the character justice.
Was that James Marsden?
Yes, it was.
I totally didn't realize that until just now.
Oh yeah, at the time it was the biggest thing he'd ever done.
Yeah.
Big deal. It was actually quite the cast in that first X-Men movie. Halle Berry, Famke Janssen, Patrick
Was
Stewart,
Wonka in there?
Hugh Jackman.
Is Wonka going to 3-bet? Let's talk about that. I think he's going to 3-bet.
Wonka is definitely considering 3-betting here. I have a feeling he's going to end up calling, but let's. Oh no,
No,
he's
it's a
not.
3-bet.
He's going for the 3-bet.
We love the ace wheel suited cards as 3-bet bluff cards.
Yeah, can't do it all the time, but you can do it sometimes. And Wonka sees a nice squeeze opportunity shaping up here, and will wheel call with his hand that does flop reasonably well.
I mean,
but
he just limped. He's not calling.
he
And-
limped. I forgot. I thought he was the original raiser.
Yeah, this is just going to work.
Yeah, this is gonna. This is sort of a dream scenario with the ace 4 where no one has anything to fight back with, and just gets out of the way.
Well, that's part of why you choose a hand like ace wheel card, because you block ace king, ace queen, pocket aces.
And pocket 4s, 4-5 suited.
Oh yeah,
4-3
I love
suited,
blocking those hands.
4-6 suited.
See, you're giving misinformation right now.
Hey
And
man,
I don't know
wanna-
if that's what the people signed up for.
Did they sign up for anything? Did they sign up?
Some of them click subscribe, and if you didn't, by the way, you should do that.
Yeah, come on.
You stupid jerks.
We're working over here. We're working hard. This is blood, sweat, and tears.
This is hard work.
Talking about stuff.
Yeah.
But seriously, tag your tweets. Card tea party. Tell us which playing cards you would invite to your tea party.
Don't do that.
I mean, go ahead and do that.
I'd prefer not to hear.
I
the
want to
answers.
know what Magna Carta would do.
He would say Hobgoblin, obviously.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Digital Dan has the same hand as Wheelhead last hand. He's
Digital
gonna-
Dan with the reasonable call on the cutoff. He certainly could re-raise Terminator, but decides to call with it instead. Wonka just folds that 7-6 suited
Digital Dan would invite a Pokemon card.
because Pokemon can be digitalized.
Yeah. I mean, he would prefer a Digimon, but that's not
But
card.
he's not. He
There's no
can't do
card
that.
form.
Yeah.
All right, we got a 6 for Terminator.
And he's gonna just continue, and
That'll
gotta
do
assume
it.
that's generally gonna do it here.
Yeah, I can't see a scenario where Dan continues that frequently. Maybe if he had a club in his hand, he could consider.
Probably not, though. Honestly.
Yeah.
With no overs and 2 weak back doors.
What's your favorite Pokemon card?
I can't name any
I like
Pokemon cards.
I like Charizard
Yeah, I don't know any.
because he's
Pokemons.
strong.
I would invite the
A
3 of
Hobgoblin.
Hearts and the 9 of Spades to my tea party. All right, Poker Mutant.
Remember when Pokemon Go was a thing? That was weird.
It wasn't that long
Where
ago.
everybody was. It was like the summer of 2016.
Yeah. I was just going to say, 2 years ago, it was huge-mongous.
Yeah, that's the thing. Terminator's gonna limp the ace 6 off. I
Do
think
not
we're
try
just-
this at home, kids.
No, I wouldn't recommend it.
Dobie will complete and wheel. Reaching for some chips here with the 7 deuce.
Well, he does have the worst hand in poker, so I guess he's like a
That's
better raise.
reasonable. That's a reasonable time to raise.
It's gonna work. $20.
$30.
No,
Yes. He profits 20, but that other 10 is not his anymore. It's a blind.
I'm talking
He wins
about.
it all.
No, the blind is his. The ante wouldn't be if there was an ante.
The blind is his, but it's in the pot. I mean, like, if he just... no, it's his. All right, it's his.
Wow.
You make a good point. You make a good point.
What do they call you? A poker guy? How do they call you that?
That's on you, buddy.
That is on me. Oh
was
man,
gonna
I
try-
just noticed that the Poker Mutant is doing the tilty stacking of chips the same way
Oh,
that
yeah.
Professor was doing in the
He was
previous.
in the same seat, too.
Yeah. Why does that seat lend itself to the noobish stacking of chips?
Maybe it's the mutated stacking of chips.
Is
You ever think about
Professor
that?
also mutated?
Well,
I guess Professor X was.
yes, he sure was.
Oh my God!
We'll have to consult Cerebro and find out.
It's not as bad of a name as Unobtainium, at least.
Congratulations, you found one. You went to the nutlow of names to save something about Cerebro. Save Cerebro's face there. Congrats.
Wonka is dominated, but he has a prettier hand than Mitsif, who is unsuited.
Yeah, plays a little bit better.
Terminator, by the way, just limped 8-3 suited +1. That's just.
Sometimes he just wants to play.
It's
you
just
know?
ambitious. He's quite ambitious, that guy. And nothing for nobody.
Well, Mitzev has a pair of jacks.
But it's not a happy pair of jacks.
And Wonka has 2 back doors. And he will have position as well. He gets to see a free card. And
Well, there's one of the
it's
back
a pretty
doors.
good card for everyone except for Mitzev. I guess everyone's pretty happy with this card. Mitzev now thinks he has the best hand, feels more confident. Wonka's open-ended, and Terminator picks up a pair. Although Terminator probably will
is
fold,
gonna fold.
especially once Wonka doesn't fold.
I think he'll fold even if Wonka folds.
Probably. Wonka's trying to decide raise or call. There's no way he's folding, right?
Raise is not a great story at this point.
No, it's really not.
He's gonna have to have a slow played set of aces to raise. Oh, he gets
Ooh,
there, but he's not gonna get any
bingo,
action.
Bango bongo. You say he's not going to get any action.
He might
but
get called.
exactly. A few episodes ago, Mitzev called him down with ace high and like a $500 bet on the river.
That's
or
true.
Something.
That's
So,
true.
I mean, clubs did not get there.
Nope, that is the most obvious draw, but this is the second most obvious draw.
Yeah,
King 10, which is the third most obvious draw, also got there.
and Queen 10 might be making.
He's not going to bet Queen 10.
He
Are
could
you
bet
kidding?
Queen 10 for
Oh,
value.
come on.
Mitzev doesn't have very many aces at all in his range.
Why?
He checked the flop after
Yeah,
raising
because-
pre.
No, he didn't raise. Wonka raised, didn't he?
Oh no,
Oh, Mitzev raised?
Mitzev raised.
Okay. Then you're right. I thought it was a limp and then
No.
Wonka raised.
Oh, Terminator limped. The 8-3 suited.
Gotcha. But I don't think you would actually bet Queen 10 for value. Do you actually think that would happen?
I think it's very unlikely. How about King Queen though?
I still don't think so.
I don't think he's calling with those hands on the turn in reality. Anyway.
No, I don't think so, and I don't think he's betting them on the river if he
Yeah,
did.
he has to have that of clubs. He has to have like the big combo draw on the turn to have a queen in his hand at this point.
Mitzvah's giving it a real think here. He
Yep.
can beat missed clubs, which this would be a more reasonable call than the ace king call he made that you
He
were
does
referring
not
to.
like to fold on the river, as we see. He is loading up for the call, and he does make the call. See, you're saying, how do you get called? This is how you get called. You bet.
Look at that. That Mitzvah is just classic depression right there.
Yeah.
That look. It sucks to lose at poker.
It does. It does. There's some days where it just feels like nothing is working. He's called. He's really heroed Wonka twice now. Once with Ace King High a few episodes ago, and just now. And both times, Wonka had it big time.
Yep.
Big time. Wonka wasn't even overbetting the pot in either spot, but Mitsu just chose not to believe him. And Wonka had a full house and then a straight.
I could understand why Wonka would, or why Winsif might call in that particular hand.
That one makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
The other one was optimistic.
Yeah. Gonna try to win it back with the king queen here.
Sure.
$40. Wonka just
Look at him.
folds.
Look
how
how-
perfect does this guy play? How does he do that?
This guy's the Phil Ivey of 5'10 in Portland.
Maybe. I don't know. It's probably a bad fold. Honestly.
You could just 3-bet that. After Mitzev just
Yeah.
lost that pot, a 3-bet probably makes more sense than a fold, but can't be too bad.
Well, we got some other hands in there, including Wheel. Did he call or not? We don't know.
No, I assume he called. Someone called.
That is accurate. Looks like.
Oh,
it's
Mutant
Poker Mutant,
called.
who also has a 10.
Has a better 10.
Yeah.
And Mitzev, and looks like Ken is in the hand as well now.
Yeah.
Okay. And,
All
they're
right.
and Mitzev just checks it back. Nice job. Let's see if he picks up some help on the turn. He does not.
No, he does. It's
Does-
third diamond.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was King, Queen of Hearts. You're right.
And Mutant's going to lead out
Makes
with his
sense.
top pair. Ken's probably going to call. And then what does Mitzif do?
Mitzev is probably going to just call, is my guess.
He could fold, too. Oh, I'm surprised Ken folded there.
With overs and the Queen of Diamonds, he's just going to call, though.
Yeah.
It's a reasonable call.
He's not
for
going to get
sure.
any value out
Nope.
of a diamond.
He sure isn't. He may have bluff opportunities on certain cards. This isn't one of them. But if an ace came,
Well,
he could have tried to bluff.
what do you think about Mutant betting the river there? I think that might play better as a check call, is trying to bluff catch, because I don't know if we're getting value from too many worse hands at that point when Mitzif checks back the flop.
Well, here's the thing. We've just watched Mitzev make some serious hero
That's
calls.
true. I guess if he had 8s or 9s, he would consider it.
Yeah.
But that's only 12 combos versus all the draws that are out there that might consider bluffing.
Yeah. And it's also, not the worst idea to give a guy like Mitzev a chance to bluff. Like, you could check. Like, there's 4 cards to a straight out there. He might just take a shot because he feels like he has to.
Yeah.
And then you're going to just snap call.
Digital Dan with the ace wheel.
Raise it up, Dan. Okay.
Limpy, limpy. Mitzif with a pretty hand.
That's the second hand that could have been raised. And Wonka just doesn't like the spot.
Well, it's pretty good fold, I think.
I mean,
Ace nine.
when both those guys limp, you could just raise it.
You could, but there's a
Be
lot of
fine to
other
raise
players
it.
at the table.
Yeah, but it'd be fine to raise it.
I think it would be the worst thing in the world.
Well, we disagree on that, I guess. Agree to disagree.
No, I never agree to disagree.
H9 would have been the best hand all the way through. Not anymore.
We got bottom pair for Dan and the backdoor flush draw. We got top pair for Mitzif.
We have Ken with middle pair and Dobie with the gutter.
And Terminator with middle pair also, by the way.
Everyone has something. Well, and now Terminator's out. Digital Dan, I can't believe he's long for this world. But
That's dark.
turns out he Yeah, I'm just talking about his general health.
Not poker. Not poker at all.
Is Mitzif gearing up for a raise here?
He did.
Look at him just raising top pair like it's a normal thing.
I don't know about this in a limp pot where the blinds could have a lot of combos of two pair.
I assume he's just folding to any kind of aggression now. If someone were to raise him, he's just gone. Someone to three bet
This is an overrepresentation of his hand. When he limps, it looks
Yep.
now it looks like he's saying I have a set of deuces or a set of fours.
Look at the good things that are going to happen, though. Dobie's going to fold. Dobie would have almost certainly called with his gutter
Yeah.
to the nuts. Now he's going to fold. We're down to just Digital Dan.
Well, Dan's probably going to fold.
Yep. The problem is if Dan calls, we're in big trouble most of the time, right? He
Well,
usually
he could
has-
have draws.
He could, but he can have better queens a lot, too.
He can. He can have worse queens.
I mean, the nice thing that Mitzif did with this is he really cleared the field out, you know?
Yep, there's some equity in that.
Yeah, big time. He's at 77% now. I got to believe Dan's just going to be done with this. It's weird that he hasn't folded yet.
Maybe he's considering raising.
Maybe he's just considering calling because there's two diamonds on the board?
He did call, it looks
Yeah.
like. I think he's thinking that Mitzif is only raising for value with a set here, so there's
Yeah.
not enough combos of that, and he blocks
He
bottom
blocks
set,
one of the good ones.
which is reasonable, but Mitzif has a more merged range here.
Let's see if Mitzif bets again. I think you should probably bet again as Mitzif and then check back quickly on rivers that you don't improve on.
How quickly?
Really fast, like within 2 seconds. Otherwise, you're a fish.
Okay.
So 200 and is that 35?
Something like that. 240.
40. That's a reasonable bet for sure. He's just trying to charge the diamonds.
This is probably going to do it at this point, right? I mean, but when Dan calls in the flop, he's saying he doesn't believe him.
Yeah, but Dan also had backdoor nut flush draw at least at that point.
Yeah, that's true. And backdoor straight draw.
Now he has neither of those things. I mean, the backdoor straight draw doesn't have a lot of value anyway. He's not going to be able to call.
And he just is going to let it go. And
But a heart on the turn, heart ace or deuce on the turn would have been good.
we're back. We just got to see Mitzif get a nice reprieve from all the losing by winning a hand.
Yep.
Feels good. Feels alive.
Digital Dan lost some money there, but as we said, seeing what's coming for him, it doesn't really matter.
It's all
anyway.
meaningless anyway.
You can't take it with you, right? That's what they say.
Some dark stuff you're doing.
Yeah. Digital Dan's fine, everyone.
Oh,
as far as we know, he's completely
Wheel's
healthy
going
and
to
fine.
limp the Queen 5 suited. I think he's joining the ranks of the loose people.
Yep. I think you're right. Looks like we're going to see a flop four ways here. Sure, everyone's happy with that.
Sure, why not?
And here it comes.
Thank you. You don't have
Hey,
to. You don't,
that's the nuts for Ken.
it is the nuts, and Terminator is not going to be folding.
Terminator has a really good hand. If that was the seven of spades, we'd have massive confrontations. Let's see how Ken decides to play the nuts here when Terminator donks it. Not really donking, I guess he's just betting.
Ken often raises in these spots.
Yeah, it's
from,
completely reasonable to raise here. And in fact, I like a raise.
He
'cause
just calls. a lot of cards will kill the action.
Yeah, this is not going to completely kill it, but it's going to make Terminator a lot less excited about
Yeah, it is.
betting. Oh,
Cool.
I say that, but he's betting now, and now he's just praying for a fold. I think.
Yeah, it's mostly a bluff. We've seen Terminator do this before, where he bets the turn having bet the flop, and it doesn't really feel like he thought through
6.
why. Well,
Oh,
now Terminator gets to win.
Wow!
What a run out.
Holy macaroni!
He's gonna
That was
check.
unexpected.
Is he going to check now?
I think you should bet.
I think he should bet too.
Like if he has a 9, he has a 9. We'll figure that out.
This is a tough spot for Ken, but I guess he's just going to quickly call.
Against Terminator, I think you have to call.
Yeah.
Terminator can have Queen Jack. He can have Queen 10. He can just have Ace 10. He can have all sorts of weird stuff.
That's a bad run out for the old Ken.
That
man.
is super unlucky. That's another reason to raise on the flop, which we don't normally think of, and not the reason why you would do it, but another nice thing that can happen is they fold and you knock out all. Even when you're way, way, way ahead, sometimes they have equity. Like Terminator's going to have some equity almost always, right?
Yeah, Terminator wouldn't have folded on the flop with
No.
that hand, but
No, it
he might
wouldn't
have
have mattered.
He might have on the turn if Ken kept betting.
Maybe. Of course, that is not our objective when we have a hand that strong. We're just
No.
trying to get value.
Of course.
But it's not the worst thing when they fold. Like when you have aces and they fold, it's okay. Not that we're trying to get them to fold, but it's okay, right? We get to win the pot instead of sometimes lose it.
Jonathan doesn't want value levy over here.
How did you know that was my nickname?
I talked to your mom last
I was
night.
named after a great aunt of mine.
Yeah, Esmeralda.
Well,
You guys just called her Zelda because it was like kind of fun.
it's a playful little nickname
Yeah.
we had for her. So Zelda is a nickname for Esmeralda, huh?
I don't know.
Is that normal?
I don't know,
Or is Zelda just a name?
but I know she made great soup,
well, of course she did.
chicken barley soup.
No.
Chicken
Now
barley.
you're telling tales out of school.
It's not chicken barley?
It's not chicken barley.
What was the one? Oh, Dobie's got aces.
cream of potato?
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
Pocket aces. Of course it sounds
I think
good.
I'm hungry.
It smells pretty good too.
I think I'm hungry right now.
All right, Dobie is going to do what you do with aces. Just put some money in the pot.
Some people limp
Yep.
sometimes.
Ken with the... Oh, I thought he had 7-3, but that's a wheels card.
Yeah.
Good. Maybe soon we'll see what the guys who are calling. There we go. Pocket threes for Ken. That makes sense.
Yep.
Terminator
Terminator
Jack 10. That's reasonable.
Sort of makes sense. Suited would make a lot more sense.
Yeah. But at least reasonable.
Wonka just folds the queen nine off, getting the good odds.
Wow.
In the big blind.
That is a tight fold.
Dancing between the raindrops. I don't think Wheel actually called. It says he did.
Yeah, I don't think he did either. Well, Ken is going to have to call at least once here.
Yeah. I think,
Oh, and
Dobie
the
just checks.
check. Well, that is a board that's not supposed to be good for him.
And now
It's
a
not
club.
a card that Dobie likes at all. Terminator now picks up the club draw.
This is a bad card for Dobie, yeah.
Yeah.
He bets 105 here.
Kind of can't. Yeah, he can't really let him check and get another free card.
I think-
Is Terminator just going to fold anyway,
I think
though?
so, yeah. That makes sense.
Just the 10 of clubs. That went from, I almost always have the best hand to, uh-oh.
I hope I don't get called in two spots.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, hope no one raises.
Yeah, you
that
might
could
just
be
have
a
to
problem.
bet fold with aces there on the turn.
Oh, man. You just might have to.
I don't want to bet fold.
Nope.
I hate doing that.
Not fun. Not fun at all. Even when you're bluffing, it's not fun to bet fold.
No, I want to bet and they
Win.
fold
yeah.
when I'm bluffing.
Yeah, we want someone to fold, just not us. Mutant.
Yes. Thank you. Well done.
Yeah.
Terminator with the good hand. What do you think Mitzvah has? I think he has ace 10.
I'm going to go with ace 10, yeah. Dominate hand. There's the last 10 in the deck. Gone. In the muck.
Dobie could consider calling.
Yeah. It's totally reasonable to call here.
Unsuited would be bad.
Look at the price he's getting.
It's also reasonable to fold. It's fine. It's just queen 3.
Well, it's diamonds.
Yeah, this is better than arts.
It's better than arts.
Arts. I'm one of those guys who doesn't pronounce H's.
Yeah, human. You're only human
Huge.
after all.
Terminator's going to bet the 10s here. That's reasonable.
Yep.
Mitzvah's going to call. Looks like.
Mitzvah says, you didn't say the magic word.
He's got 2 back doors. There's one of them.
Yeah, that's a good card. And that's going to scare Terminator, too. Although he's got the 10 of clubs.
Mitzvah can now rep the nut flush, though.
Yep. Mitzvah should be able to win this pot a lot here. Terminator, though, is going to continue.
No, so it'll be interesting to see what Mitzvah's plan is now
Yeah.
that Terminator continues. Is he going to raise now?
Can't really fold after turning this card.
No, he just calls. I kind of like a raise better.
Yeah.
Just rep the nuts.
You can raise the river. Well, now he's got there, so that's even
Terminator's
easier.
probably going to call a reasonably sized bet because he has a flush as well.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big bet.
375? Yeah, that's...
475, almost
Whoa,
pot.
whoa, whoa. Oh, that's a big bet.
Now it's
Terminator might be able to find a fold. He's been finding folds in these spots a lot.
he's really considering. Looks like he's going to call though.
Yeah.
He just wants to see what the stack's
Well,
going to look like if he makes
Take
the
your
call.
time and think about it. There you go. Good.
It's like you're teaching him to ride a bike.
He does have, I mean, what is he have? The fourth
Yep.
nuts here.
Well, no, because there's a pair
Oh,
on the
yeah,
board.
okay, you're right. But the fourth nut flush, which is pretty good.
It's hard to put
But
Mitzvah
You can't beat
on-
any value.
It's hard to put Mitzvah on a rivered flush because he called the flop. So
Right.
you think he had a turn flush, and you didn't hear from him on the turn. So it makes it an interesting spot.
I mean, he could have a pair and also a club in his hand, though. Like, that's
yeah,
not
but
crazy.
which pair?
I mean, he probably has trip jacks, and then the club comes on the turn. He's a little afraid when Terminator bets again. He could also have a full house. Like,
Yeah, he could.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, the problem is that he called the turn. So it's like, yeah, he usually has a pretty good hand when he calls. He usually has something.
He didn't really, though.
Yeah, he just had to hit all the draws. But when the club comes on the river, now,
Yeah.
like, it's hard for him not to have a pretty good hand. Pretty strong hand. And Ken raises up the ace. Digital Dan, don't just flat with it. Grant will be very upset. Hey, look at that, Grant. He's reaching for the big chips.
He's doing it for me.
Yep, he's heard people talk about it. Won't allow.
I think folding would have been fine, by the way.
Yeah, sure. Here's wheel with the jack 9. There goes one of the digital ones outs.
What outs?
9.
Why does he need an out?
Well, you'll see in a second. Wait for this flop.
Okay.
Some of us know the future. Oh, so sick. How did I do that?
That's pretty
I
good,
actually
man.
can't believe that happened. I just misspoke. All right, Dan could bet, but it's reasonable to check as well. And this is not an easy spot for Ken, but
And
Ken
Ken-
calls quickly.
Well, this might shut Dan down, and
Yeah.
Ken might win.
That's probably why Ken called quickly, though, right? To see if Dan could really bet a second time.
Let's do it, Dan. Let's go.
Show some heart.
Commitment to the game.
Yeah, that's not a pacemaker because we're all simulation, buddy. All right, that looks like it is a bet, and he gets the quick fold. That's got to feel amazing as Digital Dan.
Of course.
He doesn't get to experience that very often because he's not a big bluffer.
Yeah,
you know?
multi-street bluffs are that get through are some of the better feelings in poker, not because of how much money you win, but because of the sense of relief.
Well, it's a bunch of things. That,
Yeah.
but also it's like, ooh, I won in a bigger pot than if they had just folded when I bluffed the
Yeah,
flop. Like,
that's true,
How
too.
great you do a triple barrel bluff, and every time you're just praying they fold, and they get to the river and they fold. It's like, well, that was the best of all. Like,
Yeah. And you feel like a god.
Yeah, absolutely. I changed the way I speak after that.
Yeah, of course. How could you not?
You have to. Just so everyone else knows that you were bluffing.
Terminator's got the old 6-3 suited.
Everyone's getting out of the way. Mutant.
Yep. Once again. He's got the set minor.
Well, he did not mind a set, but that's a pretty good flop
Yeah,
for
he's
two
going to have to
fours.
call once, I think.
It sort of blows to be out of position with a hand this week that doesn't improve very often, but against Terminator's range, you're just
Yeah.
giving up too much if you're folding a
You're
pair
going to have to
here.
decide to call down some of the time against Terminator.
Yeah, you're going to hope he gives up. He just starts checking real soon. Well,
That's
a
another
card-
good card. Well, now Terminator might go into check mode because
Yeah.
he picked up a pair.
Yeah, because Terminator's thinking, well, I'm losing a lot here. And when, well, this may just go check.
Yeah, I think it will.
If Terminator didn't have anything, he'd probably be able to win on this river, but because he has a tray, he's going to lose on the river instead.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is a good case to sort of, bet even when you have very weak showdown value in those spots where you can win so often on the river.
Yeah, because Mutant called out of the small blind. He doesn't often have.
No, he's in the big blind.
Oh, he's in the big blind?
Yeah.
So he does have some deuces in his range then.
He does, but he went check all three streets.
Yeah.
He's usually going to bet the river, especially when the ace comes.
With a deuce?
With trip deuces?
No, I'm talking. It was.
9 deuce deuce.
Oh, I thought it was deuce 9-9. 9 deuce deuce? Maybe.
Yeah,
Oh.
9 deuce deuce.
Well, all right then. My brain broke.
Yeah, it's clear. Terminator with an actual hand this time. It's exciting
They're
to
all
see.
actual hands, Jonathan.
Well,
Show
are they?
Show a little respect.
To whom?
The hands.
Yeah. Is this a
Dobie
3-bet?
gonna 3-bet? I mean, Terminator does open a lot.
He really does.
It looks like a 3-bet.
I kind of like this. This is good. This is a
Yeah.
tiny 3-bet. This is
I-
65?
I think a little
70?
bit bigger would have been better.
70.
I mean, don't we want some fold equity with our Jack 9 suited?
I do. I mean, Terminator's going to fold the absolute lowest parts of his range, which do exist.
Yeah, but
in
I
this,
think we make
most-
it 110. He's gonna fold a lot more.
I agree. Hey, it's a jack high board. You know who that's bad for? Dobie.
Derby.
Dobie continuing, thinking he has the best hand right here.
Yeah, now he's gone from bluff mode to value mode.
Terminator doesn't really know where he is, but knows he can't fold. He's also got the backdoor flush draw. On
Is he
top of
raising?
everything else.
Looks like he's raising.
Boy, it's kind of perfect timing to raise.
Yeah. What a move.
Dobie's. So Dobie really can't fold yet, right?
People
like-
are raising with just top pair a lot in this game.
Yeah.
It's shenanigans.
Well, he's raising. They're always right, though. Whenever they raise with top pair, they always
Yeah.
have the best hands. So there's that.
And they also get called by worse hands somehow.
Sometimes. Yeah, actually, both times. So Terminator, will he continue here? I think he's kind of has to.
I mean, it's kind of weird because Dobie raised an early position raiser. He often has an overpair.
Right, but you're out of position. Like Dobie's going to bet if you check to him anyway, right? If he's got you beat, he's just going to bet it unless he has, Yeah, if he's got ace jack, he's gonna bet. So we can bet anyway and try and get value out of worse hands at this point. Since we've decided to take this
which
line.
worse hands though? Like,
Well, Jack.
he happens to have
two
Jack-
nines, two tens.
You think he's gonna call?
I mean, he called with Jack 9. It's basically the same thing as
You
calling
block.
with two tens.
You block more things.
Yeah,
with
you
Jack
block a
nine.
little bit more. But like, what are we supposed to have here that he can beat except 4-5? There's no other hands.
You can't beat 4-5.
Oh God, we can't even beat 4-5. 5-7. We have to have a gutter on the flop, right? Or just complete air.
Yeah, just Terminator being Terminator.
He doesn't have that many. Terminator doesn't do this with total air very much.
Not usually.
Oh, maybe a little.
Although he has. He's more apt to do it with total air than most people.
So now Dobie's really thinking about it here. See if he can get away from top pair medium kicker against.
Once again, just like when Mitzvah raised top pair, Dobie's probably thinking Terminator is limited to mostly sets for his value.
He
which
does
just
find a call.
Isn't the case.
4-5 does get there, which has got to be at least part of Dobie's thought process here. That 7 really shouldn't change anything.
I think we're going to see check here.
Yeah, at this point for Terminator, it's really hard to bet again. And if Dobie had a better hand, he might check it back now too, on the river, right?
Yeah, he might check back queens here.
Yeah, Ace Jack may just check and hope it's good.
Yeah.
Nope, Terminator's gonna go for value.
Wow, this is going to be incredible value if he gets called. It looks like he went pretty small there.
Yep. So it's sort of a blocker bet / get value. I kind of like the sizing.
350.
Like Dobie at least has to think about it with a worse jack. I mean, Dobie's checking back all worse hands, right?
Yes.
Of course, he might be folding all worse hands too. And I guess we're going to find out pretty quickly if that's the case.
330 was the bet, not 350.
So he bets a third of the pot, giving Dobie an amazing price.
Yeah, I don't know. This is
4-1.
This is a pretty tough spot.
What can Terminator have? Now,
It has-
5-7 gets showdown value and may not bet the river.
Yeah, it has to be random air, I think.
That's tough. Random air is just... I don't know how we can count on random air. By the way, 5-7 is not enough. Like just one
Yeah.
group of combos of hand. Excuse me. That's weirdly said. He's pulling out the calling chips though.
Especially random air at this size, you'd think Terminator would go a bit bigger with random air.
Yeah, this really looks value-y.
I mean,
I'd be worried. I mean, I'd be worried with Ace Jack here, let alone Jack 9.
if Dobie calls, he's going to be surprised at what he sees. And once he watches this, he's going to be surprised if he doesn't call.
Yep. He's also going to be surprised at what he sees when he looks at the hat choice that he had there. What is going on?
What's wrong with the hat? It's just a Titleist hat.
Yeah, it's just a Titleist hat. Let's
weird. It's a
let's
really
make some better decisions.
really
here.
weird thing to focus on. It's like a hat I see a lot of different people wear.
Yeah, that's right. That looks.
If
like
we're going to talk about
hey, Dobie,
Dobie's,
nice hat. I've seen it on a lot of people. That's a compliment.
if we're going to talk about attire, it's the vest, obviously.
Well, I mean, he's got a lot of things
It's a
to work
bit of
on.
a striking vest.
I feel like Dobie. Oh, you're giving us a compliment.
I want the vest.
I did not realize that was a compliment. I was going. in
Dobie, I'll give you 20
Oh, it
bucks.
makes-
Nice fold.
nice fold.
I think it's the correct fold.
I mean,
Yeah.
we say nice fold, but I'm not that surprised he found a fold
Yeah.
there. If Terminator sized it bigger, Dobie may have been more apt to call, actually. But I don't know that there's any sizing where Dobie's really going to call based on the board. I'm a little surprised he called the turn.
I'm a little surprised Terminator went for effectively 4 streets of value.
I think the last one was really a blocker bet.
Yeah. I guess he just wasn't going to get called by a worse hand too often.
Yeah. There are only two better hands that Dobie can have that Terminator still beats. And
Yeah.
I doubt he's calling with those if he's folding Jack.
Right.
The
Digital
question
Dan,
is he calling with Ace Jack?
Digital Dan is pulling a Terminator here. He's
about
raising
time.
under the gun with Queen 5
Let's
suited.
go.
I would consider folding King Jack off to Digital Dan's under the gun range, but instead Dobie's going to 3-bet it
Yeah, I would definitely be folding it to Digital Dan's under the gun range as well.
and wheel with
plays
the
three-bet.
Ace 6 suited.
4-bet.
is-
4-bet. Let's
looks
see
like
it.
he's just calling.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well, at least it's suited.
mostly just going to lose you $80 there.
Hey, Ken calls right away with the Ace Jack off. So there's that. He's got Dobie dominated.
There's some loose play in this game.
The digital one is like, enough.
He's forced to call at this
I'm
point.
playing. I don't know how I got in this hand. I don't know what I'm doing, but here we go.
I mean, he decided to open Queen 5 suited under the gun.
Oh!
Look at this flop.
The digital one.
The
And
digital one always knows.
wheel with the open ender.
and the backdoor nut flush draw. And Dobie's going to bet into the world.
Dobie's like, I got to try and win this. I'm repping the big overpair.
That's a big bet, too. Looks like 210 into 330.
Digital Dan with 1.2K. There's 560
You could
in
just
the middle.
move it in.
Yeah. He could move in, or he could make a... I mean, he's obviously not folding
It's
no matter
more,
what.
it's more than 560 in the middle, by the way.
Oh, it's 790 in the
Yeah.
middle. Oh, he could definitely move in. But he could also raise less. He could raise to, like 550 and know he's never folding and just get it on
I
the
think he
turn.
just moved in.
Yeah, I think so too. That is going to do it. I can't imagine Wheel's going to call here, right?
I don't believe he will.
930 to win 2K. You do have the overcard in the back door action. He actually is 38%.
Yeah, but you would expect Dan to show up with a lot of sets here.
Yes,
as played.
you wouldn't ever think your 6 is good if you were to hit it.
Right.
And that is a big part of this, right? And possibly your ace is no good either. You might only have the open ender and the backdoor spades, which aren't just going to come in.
And
very
you're not
often.
doing great against a lot of different diamond draws. Like he could have ace 10 of diamonds, and
That's a great
you're
point.
in deep trouble.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point.
He doesn't want to fold.
Nope.
Nobody likes folding.
I like folding.
No, you're just don't lie.
I like folding.
This is going on the internet. You're just gonna lie.
I like
People
folding.
don't lie on the internet.
People don't lie anymore on the internet.
Yeah, not since March 2019
Yeah, obviously.
when
March 2019.
when the culling happened. Remember?
So what year is it now?
2021.
Huh.
The Earth's population is 800 million because of the culling,
The culling, sure.
and there's no more internet lying because of the reason for the culling.
Which was it internet lying or was it something else?
It's a little more complex than that. I can't believe I have to explain this to you.
Well-
Let's do it off the air. Everybody,
I was
the
thinking
audience all knows.
I was thinking for the benefit of the younger viewers, you could tell them what
The
happened.
1-year-old viewers.
Does a 3-year-old remember everything perfectly pre-calling?
Wow, you really don't remember anything. There's,
Or as we
there's
say,
no more.
PC,
there's no more
pre-call.
human birth either, by the way. So there's no 1-year-old viewers.
No, there still are 1-year-old viewers. They're just not humans.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's no 1-year-old.
they don't like poker.
Hey, here's another dead straddle from Mitzif.
Yeah, I made it 25 this time.
Yeah, it's good. I like that. A little better than 20.
Sure, why not?
Why not? Here's Wheel. Really agonized over that ace-6, but ultimately did let it go in the last hand.
Which was the correct decision.
Yeah. And we get down to the Battle of the Blinds. Oh, and the digital one with the real hand.
And this is a good. I mean, Mitzvah might just fold anyway, but it's a great spot because it looks like you're just attacking the
Yep.
free money. But I think, yeah, I'm just going to end it anyway.
It's if regretting making that extra $5 in there. Wishing it was only 20 now.
Yeah,
That's a happy meal, buddy. Gone.
now it's a sad meal.
They're always sad meals when Mitzvah beats.
Alone in his car after losing the softball game.
So just to be clear, according to us, Mitzvah's sad, Dan dying. Is that it? Is that everybody?
Yeah, who wants to be on Poker Time?
Yeah, these people have none of these issues that we're talking about.
Yeah.
To be clear,
They're our
We're just-
friends.
We
They're our
like them.
friends.
We're just messing around. Okay. Don't want to impugn someone's character too much.
Just a little bit,
Or
though.
their situation. Yeah. Hashtag what's wrong with Digital Dan.
It's a good hashtag.
Okay. Shows the ace-9. Just letting everyone know he's not stealing.
Yeah,
Great job, Wonka.
really showed him.
Great job.
I mean,
Still sticking with that shirt, I see, Wonka.
he didn't bring multiple shirts.
You know, when Anne Hathaway hosts the Oscars, she makes several, changes along the way. I want that with Wonka. Let's get some different shirts in there.
You can
buddy.
talk to him about it.
I'm going to talk to him about it. Shouldn't, just by his nature, Mutant be changing his appearance over the course of these 6 episodes? I feel like that's a yes.
Well,
It's
Dobie's
a pretty clear yes.
Dobie's gone off the map a little bit, raising ace-8 off under the gun. He seems to be pretty solid most of the time, but that's a bit of a loose open.
It's a bit of a loose open for sure.
And Dan calls with the 4-deuce suited, and
He loves it.
Mitzvah 3-bets the Queen-Jack suited.
That's the Digital Dan hand.
4-bet.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. He knows it. The Dan.
Oh, come on, Dan.
Dan.
It's the Dan hand. Soon to
Dan,
be
of course.
known as the Dan Memorial hand.
Dan, of course, famously 4-bet queen 4-deuce off against Snuggy's pocket queens, and Snuggy showed the queens and folded because he was so sure the digital one was tight.
It's gonna be so messed up if Dan gets some sort of terminal
Oh.
diagnosis like soon.
It's gonna be messed up, but I'm gonna look prophetic. That'll be pretty cool.
The mutant.
But yeah, hopefully.
This time I
Nothing
said
bad will
his
happen
name
to
for a
Dan.
reason. He has ace king. Looks like he raised it. No, he called 25 when wheel opened to 25.
Huh. That's an unusual.
Terminator's
Oh.
doing the 3-betting.
Everyone is doing decisions that are surprising so far. We're 3 for 3.
Yep. Normal folds, though, so far.
Yep.
Ooh, Wonka's got a hand he really wants to play,
he
but
will
he's not going
He's
to.
never playing this.
He could 4-bet.
He's not going to.
Do it.
He's pretending to think, but he's just feeling sad that he has to fold.
Oh, poor guy.
Dobie. Dobes on out of there.
That's a good verb.
Thanks. Wheel will be rolling on. Oh, maybe not. He's pretending to think about it as well.
Boat wheel.
This would be a good time to shake your head, act sad, and then raise, by the way. He's
Yeah, if
super
you're-
strong.
yeah.
Except wouldn't work against Poker Mutant's big hand.
Mutant is
Oh,
gonna
here we go.
bring out the big chips, it
Nice.
looks
Okay, this is at least he's doing this with it. If he's going to flat the original raise when there's a squeeze,
like. Take
I
a
like
little
that he
bit of
re-raises.
that, Terminator.
That is going to end the hand faux sure, right?
I think it is, and I think once it does, that'll end this episode.
Yes. Terminator thinking about it. Whoa! Oh, keep it together, Terminator.
You sound like a
can't flat.
You sound like a cartoon on a balance beam.
A cartoon.
Yeah.
Thanks. You can't flat this. You got to raise or fold, man. You cannot flat 300 more. I guess you're in position. Maybe you could talk yourself into it. He's
All
going
right,
to
let's it go, and we're gonna let you guys go until next week.
See you next time.